So Nicole's going straight across here. Huh? So what's happening to her torso? And you can see because she's pretty much going straight across, is the one side getting longer or one side getting shorter? Or is it more turning she's doing? Now, if we come down this way, Nicole, what happens now? Which is one side getting longer now and one side getting shorter? And what about if we border a little bit more up here? And this is where she's not quite as sure what to do. Yeah. And I've got the weight, so it's really safe. Yeah? Can you feel, though, that's a really different movement you have to do purely because of the trajectory that your leg's doing. And she could even, at the moment, she's getting longer on this side as she comes down. If she really wanted to go, she could get shorter. Yeah? Thank you. Simon? Happy on the ground? But it's, again, these are the things that when you're observing people, you can see what are the things, what are the directions that they understand in themselves? Where are the shapes that they don't or do know? So Simon chose to do it much more with his leg long. Yeah? Well, we'll start with it. For many people, it's harder when it's longer. And if he comes over, and you can see with Simon, because he's coming down a little bit, he's going to get shorter on this side. No? Can you feel that? No? Which is going to let this leg get long. There he goes. No? If he comes up, then you might have to bend your knee for this one. If he comes up here, could he get shorter on this side and longer on this side? Yeah? So where's your weight shifting now? Yeah. Yeah? So let's have a look at the skeleton. Thank you. Okay, so here we are. So it doesn't mean that you can do all of these, but I just want to open your mind to what are all the different possibilities that are open that we're starting to look for. Yeah? So here he is, and he's not going to move much with this thing. So if I'm long and I've got my arms, where would my shoulders need to go to get my hands behind my back? You can see where his need to go. Where do they need to go? Forward. Yay! They need to go forward. Okay. Huh? Definitely. Generally, when you first take them, you can do that. Huh? Most people don't have that amount of give usually there, so most people will go forward and then they'll settle into. Huh? Huh? But again, it depends on what's happening with their pelvis and a lot of things. So there he is with his hands behind his back, and he's got his right hand holding his left hand. So if my right hand is holding my left hand, which way am I already tilting if my right hand's on top? Sorry, if my left hand is on top of the right, which way am I already tilting? Yeah? So then we've done this and we've had the legs. So again, there's going to be a difference depending on my organisation, if we go back to the original movement we did, of taking the knees to the side, and I'm pretty sure he's going to show this. If my way of going to the side is to keep both knees in the same plane, yeah, what's that going to do through the torso? It's not really going to ask for much lengthening or side bending. Does that make sense? It's more going to be a pretty direct, except you can see he's already realising I can't do it unless I let one knee go up and one knee go down. Is it the head though, or is it the pelvis? Is it the head or the pelvis? Or is it the pelvis and this, so that the head can be freer? So you can see he would really like to get a little bit longer on his left side as he comes across, which is going to be shortening his right side a little bit. So if all of that was happening, where's his head? Probably, if he's getting shorter on this side, where would his head be going? To the right. Huh? If that's his strategy of doing it. So that's a particular hour on the clock that I'm heading for. Huh? I'm heading somewhere over here. Huh? What about if I was going and this one was pulling me, I was doing maybe more a lift, and this one was pulling me down, my pelvis was getting longer at the front, and I was getting more that. Huh? Now which side would I be getting shorter? On the left, yeah? And my right side would be getting longer. And where would my head go now? It wouldn't be coming down toward, huh? Well, it could go to the other side. It could turn that way, but it's going to go in a different trajectory if it's going to follow through. Yeah? So that could be another way where I'm actually getting longer on this side. So where would this shoulder girdle, if I was the skeleton, need to go if I'm getting longer on this side? Hey, up. Huh? Because it has to give me room to let this come over. Huh? And where would this shoulder blade be coming? Huh? Down. Huh? So that's what you're, and again, it's not necessarily that easy to often sense in ourselves. I know it took me a long time. I don't know where these ribs are going and I don't know where that's going. But it can be really good for you to really look at different people doing it. Imagine their skeleton inside. What's it doing? Where is it going? What would make sense in a way for this to happen? So do you want to go back and try it again after looking on the skeleton?
So both of those twisting movements, there's still shortening.
There's, again, and this is where the lengthen and shorten, because it's side bending. If we put in, there's a side bending in there. So one side is side bending to get shorter, one side bending. But depending on how you're doing it, you also could be extending more. If the pelvis is coming down here, I'm going to more extend. So I'm getting longer here and shorter back here. Huh? Or if I'm coming this way toward this hour on the clock, I'm actually going to be getting shorter. Everywhere. You've got to think of it as this 3D shape that's constantly adapting. Yeah? Have a go.